Yo guys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a Assassination Rogue Guide. I actually don't think I've done one of these yet, so I decided to do one. And before we get on to the video here, I want to thank my newest members, Fujimo, Andre, we got Nerdy Gante, and Blake. Thank you all for joining the membership. And let's get on to the video. So first we're going to be going over your conduits. Now you want to be playing Night Fae and you want to be running Dreamweaver. Now you run Dreamweaver because you get a lot of basically extra damage. You get a lot of it's just really good. You just want to play it. Okay. So your conduits are going to be quick decisions. What this will allow you to do is it'll allow you to step from a long way away. As you can see, I can step from all the way back here. It's really good versus the rest of the druids or anything really far. It's really good, really handy to have. You have Septic Shot. This is probably the most broken conduit in the game for Rogue, I'd have to say. What this allows you to do, basically, it allows your Sepsis to carry you and basically one-shot. Now, you can run the crit Lego with this, so there is a one-shot version of this where you don't run the 1 minute convo or 1 minute Vendetta and you run the crit build, which is very, very powerful as well. Now, I don't run it because I'm playing at around 2700 MMR, but, you know, if you were just playing at a lower CR and you wanted to get CR, I would definitely try out the 100% crit build. It's really powerful. But for your conduits, Septic Shock is really, really broken. Now, for your next one, Maim will allow you to increase your Garrote increases the damage of your multi, so you want to always have Garrote on your target. So usually you just want to click it off cooldown. So as you can see, 6 seconds. Now you don't have to click it off cooldown. You can like spend your common points on other things like more multilates. Like you don't have to regrow until like you really need to. Like right now you could do it. So you don't need to. It just allows you to hit more multilates and make you do more damage. So for the next one, Recuperator will make sure you're healing over time, so you're slicing dice. Now it did get nerfed, but it's still really good. It's definitely helps your healing overall, and it also helps your auto attack. It helps you attack faster. So you definitely want to be having slice and dice up almost all the time, if not all the time. But yeah, I would always have that up. Now for your next one, you're going to be running the well-placed steel. Now what this will do is increase your nature damage done against the target by an additional 20%. So nature damage, basically, you just every time you shiv, it's gonna make you do more damage when you have your blades up. So you definitely want to be running this. You want to be shiving on every kidney. So as you can see, it's a 25-second cooldown. The DR is around 20 seconds, so you're gonna wait that extra 5 seconds to get the kidney shiv, and then you literally just want to be kidney shiving every single setup for the most damage you can get. For the next conduit you're going to be running is Prepared for All. Now this one is really good because it gets back your evasion back really fast. Successful interrupts with kick reduces the remaining cooldown of Cloak of the Shadows. Now this also does cloak, which is really really good. Now I run this now. If you were wanting to run something else, you maybe could run. I wouldn't run Rush Setup. Yeah, I would run Prepared for All. If you run Rush Setup, you're playing Assass, so your only source of stunning is your kidney shot and your cheap shot, and you're not in your subterfuge long enough to where that'd be irrelevant. Or irrelevant. So yeah, I would just go with Prepared for All, and that's for your conduits. Now for your talents, what you're going to be running is Master Poison. Now, if you're running the one shot here, I will show both the versions that you can run. But this is for the legit build. If you're wanting to actually push and get better instead of just clicking your one-shot macro, which honestly, you're not going to get better clicking a one-shot macro. It's not going to last, but it is a thing. So, Master Poisons will help your poison damage. This is I'll always go to. I would always go this. I'd always go subterfuge. So what allows this to do is to get if you wanted to go for a cheap shot opener, so if you wanted a cheap shot and then Garrote, Multilate, and then go for a rupture, that's really good. So I'd always go subterfuge. So Mark for Death. Now you can run deeper if you're playing with a healer. Now I haven't really tried it myself running 7-second kidney, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried it myself. I just run Mark for Death, but Vigor could be also good because then you're getting a lot of energy. Now I haven't tried these myself as Assassination. I just use Mark for Death, so I just go with Mark for Death. Maybe I can test these sometime and see how good they are in Assassination. Now for 35, the row 35, elusiveness is really good. If you're facing a double DPS comp, I'd always run Cheat Death as Assassination. It'll save you in the meantime, like Rogue Mage, any double DPS, I'd always run Cheat Death. But if you're doing a healer, if you're facing healer DPS, you definitely want to be running elusiveness. For your next row, it's always going to be internal bleeding. So every time you kidney, you're going to get that extra bleed. So as you can see, you're getting that extra huge bleed that'll actually enhance your damage when you do your burst. So really good to have. And electricity. I don't know how to even how to say it, but yeah, it's right here. You always be running this, so basically, as you can see, I get the stacks here, really good. You want to always be running this, and then poison mob, you always be running this. Now, if you're running the one shot, you're gonna be doing a hidden blades type of build. Now, what you're gonna be running is so for the one shot macro, you would be running basically the 100% crit. You would be running. I think you'd be running elaborate planning, but Master the Poison is actually really good for the bleed one shot. Now, Master, you don't want to run Master with the 100% crit because they don't stack. But yeah, there's not much of a switch to it. You're just basically vanishing. It's basically like the Venthyr one shot. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, so I'm just gonna keep on the guide that I'm at. The legit build that I recommend that is still super broken and it's more fun of a build. You're doing more things than just doing a simple one-shot macro button. Now we're gonna go with the PvP talents. Now, if you're not, you usually always want to be running System Shock almost all the time. Actually, that I think about it, you actually want to be running Hemotoxin. I don't know why. I think I just switched it, or maybe I haven't played this rogue for a long time, so I might have switched it. So you always want to be running this. Always. You never want to switch this ever. This is the most broken cooldown. As you can see, healing received by 40%. So always run Hemotoxin. Now, if you're not playing anything you can disarm, you want to be running System Shock. Now, you could run Maneuverability if you're facing like a Warlock that can spam slow you or anything that can spam slow you, but usually your setup would look like this. But if you're facing any melees, it'd look like this. Now, you could always swap out Smoke Bomb. Honestly, I would not. I think Smoke Bomb is one of the best cooldowns in the game for Rogue, especially when you're doing your burst rotation, but, I would run this exact. But if you can't disarm anything, just run Maneuverability. Also, Tricks of the Trade is really good. If you have a Priest, you can do it if he's Kyrian, or if it'll help his mind games do more damage. But that is for the talents. Now, the next thing will be the macros. Now, I only have myself one macro. Alright, so we did find it now. This is all it is. Now, you can run. So as you can see, it's the Cosmic Badge. Now, there's a build where you can run the Badge Trinket. Now, I honestly haven't tried it out myself because obviously I don't have it on this alt rogue. So you could run Badge, and this will actually make your burst do a lot more damage. I use the Haste Trinket because it gives me more haste over time. As you can see, I have 24% haste. And I'd honestly just use the Haste Trinket. It's really good. And that's pretty much it for the macros. Now you can have blind macros. Obviously, I don't, so you probably don't need them. Now, if you're wondering how I keybind or how I just tab target nearest enemy player, I just have it as tab. So it only targets enemy players. So if I tab, it auto tabs to the person I'm looking at. So if I'm targeting this guy right here, it's gonna target to him. If I slant this way, it's gonna target him. So all I have to do is click tab. So that'll help you out if you're still learning how to do the like if you don't have a mouse with buttons or whatever. But for the next thing here, so we got the talents, we got the conduits, we're going to be going with the gear. Now, as you can see, I was sub before, so I have a lot of mastery gems still. Now, you want to be around 33 to 35% verse, so 34% is honestly fine. Now, you could go with full verse build, but I like having a little bit of haste, at least 24% plus. Now, I could switch out this mastery for haste. Obviously, you want at least 34% verse, so I go half verse, half haste. But, you could go just full haste and it wouldn't, like, if you're only at 32, it wouldn't punish you that much. But if you're having trouble surviving, I would just go with verse. And I go with the haste the haste and with the speed gem. Now what the speed gem will do is obviously, as you can see, I'm actually faster. It looks like I'm running and I'm just walking basically. So as you can see, the speed gems, help you get across the map, start running faster. It looks like I'm in sprint right now, but I'm not. That's because of this gem. And that's basically all it is with the gear. Now with the legendaries, the remaining cooldown of your Vendetta is reduced by 1 second every 30 energy. So every time you use energy, it's gonna shorten your Vendetta. And that'll be the Duskwalker's patch. You want to get that. And for your Unity, it's gonna be your belt. And this basically is just your Unity for Knife A. It's auto, so that's basically all it is with your legendaries. Now, your stat wise is going to be haste, versed, and then you want to be trying to put in some other stats. Obviously, there's a cap on your stats. So, as you can see, I have all 4 stats, which is not the best thing, but not the worst thing, because if I'm having trouble killing something, I have all these stats to where they can come in play to just do unhealable damage. But yeah, you could just go haste verse, like full haste verse, and you'll still be fine. But we're gonna be going with the rotation now. So what you always want to do, I've seen a lot of rogues just Kinney and then Vendetta Sepsis. It's really bad because Vendetta Sepsis won't do that much damage without bleeds. So what you want to be doing here is, let's say you open. So if you're gonna set up a Kinney shot like right off the bat, you never want a cheap shot on your go. So what you want to do is you want to open with a Garrote to silence, Multilate, or Metaliate, whatever it's called, whatever you want to call it, Rupture. Okay, and then you're going to get combo points again, and then you're going to Kidney, Vendetta, Sepsis, Shiv, Regrow, Mark for Death, Eviscerate, and basically that's your rotation. It's pretty simple. As you can see, afterwards, I actually get a cheap death proc, and I'm kind of just pumping. Now you could re-cheap shot, like, if you get that Vanish proc. I don't know if you get it all the time. Obviously, I'm not a pro at Assassination, but I am making the guide to help everyone else. As you can see, 500k damage in that short amount of time, 10k hits, 60k damage in less than 6 seconds is pretty crazy. That's just sepsis alone with your bleeds. As you can see, my Vendetta's already at a 1 minute cooldown. So in 1 minute, I have both these to set up again. They're going to trinket every time. They have to use a cooldown on your Vendetta sepsis or they die. Like in 4 seconds, they have to use cooldowns. And basically, while you're just waiting, you don't just want to get a restart because you're playing Assassin. You just want to keep bleeding. So you want to get your bleeds up, keep multi, and as you can see, the more you use, the more energy you use, the more it goes down. So as you can see, we're gonna Shiv, we're gonna Kidney. So as you can see now, my extra bleeds enhanced. Now you could Kidney and then Shiv. I'm not sure if Shiv doesn't work. Like if I Shiv first and then Kidney, if the other bleed actually gets enhanced because I put Shiv first. I'm actually not too sure. I think it does still, but to be safe, I would always Kidney first and then Shiv. So I would do something like this. So I'm gonna get my bleeds up on this guy real quick. So we're gonna Kidney and then Shiv, so then it gives the internal bleeding more damage. And as you can see, I'm doing a pure 7k a second, doing nothing. So and I actually didn't even have my slice and dice up. So you want to always keep your slice and dice up. Like I said, anytime you see it getting low, just get a full refresh and then keep going. It'll help your auto attacks, which give you energy, which you really want. So same thing again. You're gonna open. I'm gonna show you again. So you're gonna open. You're gonna go with a fresh Garrote, Multilate, Rupture, Multilate, Multilate, for a 5-second kidney. You're gonna re-rupture or regrow, right? And then you're gonna kidney, Vendetta, Sepsis, Shiv, and then if you want, you can vanish, cheap shot, multilate, cheap shot, and then venom, and then mark for death of venom. And as you can see, we're just doing unhealable damage with blades. And that is a simple kidney setup. That's all you need to do every single time, and you're gonna gain, CR. But you never just want to sit there and Vendetta Sepsis. You want to get your bleeds up. Now, if you're ever facing a rogue mage, you want to instantly open with a Mark for Death Kidney, Garrote, get your multi and then get maybe like a four common point rupture, and then instantly do that because rogues have to trinket your Vendetta Sepsis or they die instantly. Now this is a fast-paced game, so if you're facing a rogue mage, you get him out. You just want a Kinney, rupture, multi 4 second, and then Vendetta Sepsis, Shiv, and then do your normal rotation, and then maybe vanish, cheap shot his trinket, and he'll die. And that's pretty much all there is to the build. And if you have any questions, and if you want to see another rotation, now there's cheap shot goes. I would never ever Vendetta Sepsis on a cheap shot go. It's probably the worst thing that you can do. As you can see, you're not getting any stun. 4 seconds worth of stun is not enough time to get all your bleeds up, to do your rotation. As you can see, it's just not enough time. They don't have to use trinket. They'll just use like cloak or something. So if you guys did enjoy this guide and you did learn something, let me know in the comments. Obviously, I'm making this at 4 a.m. I'm tired and I'm just trying to get this video out for you guys. So if you did enjoy the video, make sure you smash a like, comment, subscribe, join the membership below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace, boys.